Hello, everybody. Excuse me. That was a rather abrupt start. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I already said that twice. Good start. Great start. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to today's stream. I hope you can see me. I hope you can hear me. I hope I look okay. I hope I sound all right. I'll take all right. How's it going? Let yourself be known in chat. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat today. Who have we got? We've got quite a few people on the YouTubes and a few people on the Twitch. Good start, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Give yourself a shout out if you haven't already, and I'll say hello. As you can see, I'm on my own again. It's just me again today. This will be the third stream in a row that I've done on my own, and that's fine. It's not like other people have got more important things to do, like making TerraTech awesome. But no, seriously, it's just me again on my own, and that's fine because I can talk about whatever I want, and nobody can do nothing. So I'm sorting the cables out on my microphone. I have a burp. 1 second. Oh goodness me, I'm not being very pleasant today, am I? Right, let's get all the introductions out of the way. I'm Matt. I am the community manager for Payload Studios. I work on TerraTech because that's the only game that we make and have published, and it's a really fun game. And it's basically my job to do this try and do it every week. I missed last week because I was on holiday. That's right, I get to have a holiday. It was Easter and I had a good time. I've just noticed what that is on my eye. I'm not sure what that is. Is it a spot? Am I getting a spot or is it an old spot that I've picked off? Ugh. Guys, that is grim. It is grim in here. I'll tell you what, I'm coughing, I'm burping, I've got covered in spots. Anyway, so yeah, I'm basically here to showcase some cool stuff that we do with TerraTech. And I would usually have somebody streaming with me, whether that be a producer or a coder or a designer or someone from QA. But unfortunately, we are at a really tough point of our development cycle where we have a really big update coming out and everyone's really busy doing stuff. So I can't even spare them for an hour or even 10 minutes. Genuinely, can't even spare them for 10 minutes. So yeah, you're just stuck with me. But this is a good opportunity because I get to talk absolute nonsense for about an hour. And we're going to be talking about, as you can see, am I going to get the right finger? Yeah, got it. New stuff. So new stuff. That means, it means that we're going to showcase some of the stuff that's just gone into the latest unstable. So I guess now's a better time than any to do some news. We released the new unstable, everybody. So those that don't know, we release before we release a major update or any sort of major bit of content, we'll generally run it through what's called the unstable version first, just to make sure there's no sort of outstanding bugs or major issues that we may have missed. And we can it's sort of the final pass for QA to sort of give us the sign off. So the last unstable went out today, but the major unstable went out on the 5th of April. And basically what I'm going to be doing today, pardon me, I'm going to burp again. Excuse me. It's basically just going through all the stuff that is in that unstable, just showing what we can expect. And you play the unstables. I can play the unstables. You can play the unstables. It's pretty straightforward. Everyone should have access to it if you don't already. Actually, no, you don't need. You need to give yourself access. I'll tell you what. I'll link it. I'll link this in chat. So someone asked on YouTube, "Can you play the unstables?" I'm going to link it to Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. The regular play, yeah, anyone can access the unstable. You don't need any sort of extra permissions or anything. What I posted in chat there is the patch notes. So if you go to the patch notes and you can see, oh no, well, all right, sorry, that isn't the patch notes at all. Ignore that last message. This is the patch notes for the latest unstable. In those patch notes, you'll see at the very top there is a video on how to switch beta branches. Go over and check that link out because that'll have all the details you need and get you set up and ready to play the unstable version. So that's what we're going to be doing today, which is basically, and I have the patch notes in front of me. I'm literally going to be checking off each one of the new bits that we've done in the patch notes, and I'm going to showcase them off on today's stream. So hopefully we will have a good time. I have a can of appetizer. Shout out to appetizer. It's not see-through, as you can tell. I'm not going to put my hand through. Yeah, that's a weird optical illusion. I quite like that. Just a green can. and I have a green screen behind me. So basically, yeah, I'm just going to be listing the patch notes that I've listed in chat. I'm basically going to be running through those and just showcasing what they are and what they do. Just make sure that my game is playable. Let's get it up and running. Fire red. Ooh, are there plans to add more information to the Blockpedia website? That's a good question. It's something that we've looked into a few times. Things like, for example, we've just introduced block types or weapon or damage types or damageable types into the game. That was a thing that we introduced a couple of updates ago. Something like that would be really useful to have on the Blockpedia. The trouble is the way the Blockpedia works is we have to export that data from the game and then effectively import it into the new Blockpedia that's on our website. And unfortunately, TerraTech isn't the best at exporting things like that. It's a bit of a faff to try and get it to export what you need it to. So yeah, the long answer is it's always something we can look into, but we've looked into it in the past, and it's not as straightforward as it may appear. Awesome, right? Let's switch over to the game. Let's do that. Black screen and then game in now. Game now, please now. How about game now? Thank you. Woo. Cool. So, let's rattle off some of the things. So, the major thing that has come in this update, and this will be the biggest update we've done since 2020. That's how long. It's literally been nearly 3 years since we've done a major update like this. The last major update was Reticle Research, if anyone remembers that, and that was 3 years ago. This is the Circuits and Systems update. So basically, the Circuits and Systems blocks have been in Reticle Research and the R&D Labs DLC for some time now. And we're finally graduating them. Graduating them to the full game. So that's what we're going to show. Now, if you've been watching the stream quite a lot, or you're paying attention to it, or you even know what Circuits and Systems are, you probably would have seen all these anyway by now. But just so you can see, this is in creative mode. This isn't in R&D. This is just in creative mode, and I can access. I'm not sure if they were already in it, even if I did. Anyway, point is, Circuits and Systems, I'll go. So if you don't have R&D Labs and you want to try these bits out, head over to the Unstable, because there are so many stuff. I've actually already skipped literally one item into this list. But I've skipped 2 important bits. So not only is Circuits and Systems gone in, but we've actually added 2 new blocks, which is this first one, which is the Spotlight, the Reticle Research Spotlight, and also the Reticle Research Anchored Ramp, which under here, good looking. And of course, it doesn't want to work because why would it work when I'm streaming? That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it when that happens. Oh. Anyway, you get the point. There's a new Reticle Research Anchored Ramp and a new light. Now, these may seem like quite random blocks to add, but there is a reason, and I'm going to show you that reason right now. We've added a brand new mission called called Tinkering with Circuitry. So I'm just going to show you that now. I don't know if I'll do the whole mission yet, but I'll give you a little teaser. It's not in here yet. I need to download it. Give me 1 second, everybody. I need to download something real quick. I shan't be long. Where is it? Where is it? It's with Sammy and Johnny, which is here. I'm going to download this. I'm going to open you up. I'm going to copy that file. I'm going to plump it in. Plump it? Plump it is a word. In case you weren't aware. Plump it. Let's go back out of there. Let's load in Tinkering with Circuits. Here we go. So, this is it. This is one of the brand new missions. We've not done a new mission for a long time. Yeah, let's just say. So, it's called Tinkering with Circuitry. This is a mission that you'll pick up from your nearest trading station. It's called Tinkering with Circuitry. As you can see, it rewards 10,000 block bucks. Wait, is that what it means? 10,000 block bucks? Now, we've also made some interesting changes to certain bits of the UI and the HUD. You get 10 fake imaginary internet points. If you can tell me what those changes are. Sebi, I will come back to that, I promise. I'm hoping this mission will showcase it properly, but you can probably see it down here, actually. So here we go. This is Tinkering with Circuitry. This is the introductory mission to circuits and systems. So I've not seen Atom for a while, so let's go check out Atom. Well, if it isn't subject, blah, 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 blah. You're probably wondering why the sky suddenly changed, right? Well, we've begun experimenting with a day and night cycle for specific locations. This allows us to test our new technology in specific circumstances. But I digress. I was just in the midst of putting a base together. I'm utilizing Reticle Research's latest block technology to build it. We've trademarked it as Circuits and Systems. Circuits and Systems allows you to have control over blocks through input signals. I know it's a hard concept to understand, so let me show you. Come on, show me. Have a look here. Okay. This toggle is part of the input category in Circuits and Systems. Anything with the input category has the ability of sending out an input signal when set to active. If you take a closer look, you can see the toggle has a specific attach point. This special attach point allows you to send it to an input signal to whatever it is connected to, thus triggering it. So this is basically, and you're probably sure you can all read it, but this is basically me. This is just the introductory mission to Circuits and Systems, similar to the kind of tutorial missions that you would have done with Reticle Reset, or the very early tutorial missions. This is basically doing that. So that's how wires works. We've attached some wires. Wires have the ability of visibly showing blah blah blah. The visibility is shown by how bright the lights are. The brightness means a stronger signal is passing through the wires. Interesting. That's good. If the brightness of the wires is dull, this means the signal passing through it is weak. Next, attach the light over here. Okay, let's pop you on that. Plop. You're familiar with having no control over switching lights on and off. Let me show you something astounding. Please hold down the right click on the toggle to set it to active. Ready? Oh, look at that. You've just turned on the light by yourself. This is the power of Circuits and Systems. You can see as soon as you set the toggle to active, its input signal passed through the wires, as you can see, and reached the light. Before we move on, please hold down right click on the toggle once more. Turned it off. Yes! I'm so good at this. As you can see, the toggle will be announcing, so we'll always remember the toggle practically works like an on-off switch. That's exactly it. Before we finish up, I want to show you something. Here it comes. Attached. Where is it? Where's the beam sensor? Here it is. Phew. I present to you the beam sensor. You're probably wondering how it works, right? Let me show you. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of text. Pick up the beam sensor and align it to... Right, let's plop you down here. Excellent. Let me quickly brief you on the beam sensor. It is a holographic tripwire that outputs an input signal when a tech is detected in its beam area. Now, trigger the beam sensor. Da-da-da-da! Eureka! You turn on the light with the beam sensor. Now, what an illuminating experience. Oh, Atom, you're so witty. If a tech stays within the beam area, an input signal is blah blah blah, and if a tech leaves the beam area, no input signal is sent out. Unfortunately, subject blah blah blah. You get the idea. This is essentially the kind of intro to Circuits and Systems mission. Gives you a quick overview of how it all works. It's very fun. And off he goes. I think that's everything. And we get some Circuits and Systems Reticle Reset blocks. And there we go. There we have it. How cool is that? So that's the introduction to circuits and systems. What do we call it? Tinkering with circuitry. Let's get out of here. I want to get back into the daylight where it's not too dark and people can actually see what I'm doing. Yo. There you go. That's it. That's the intro mission. It's nothing too fancy, but what it does do is it sort of explains the very, very basic principles of circuits and systems, which is all we need it to do, really. Hey, I can't access the logic update on Xbox. Do I need to play it twice? Do I need to pay twice the price of the game to get Prospector's Edition to access the logic update? No. So this is Alan Golab on YouTube. So the actual circuits and systems update isn't officially out on Steam yet. The next console update, the next Xbox and PlayStation and Switch update will feature circuits and systems. It's just not out yet. So you don't need to buy anything extra. There's nothing that you need to worry about. You just need to wait, basically. You need to be a bit patient. And it'll be there. This intro feels very lengthy. Yeah, Sushi. So this is a message from Sushi on YouTube. It's a bit lengthy. It's quite wordy, but that's because for something like circuits and systems, it kind of needs to be accurate. And unfortunately, there's a lot to digest, so that's just the way it's just got to be. I'm just going to do something really quickly. One sec. There we go. Oh, that's better. Yeah, so if you already own Alan Golab on the YouTube, yeah, if you just need to already own TerraTech, and you'll get the update eventually. I think that's the next bit of work that we're going to be working on, is basically bringing the console versions up to speed with the PC versions. We do enjoy a good console update at the payload. You can make a garage hangar with automatic lights. Exactly, Zemo. That's exactly what we can do. Oh, we have an invasion. Should we stick around for the invasion? I'm sure we can take them. Famous last words. Fingers crossed. Wish me luck, everybody. Did anyone make computing devices like tic-tac-toe or animation or something like that? Logic stuff? Yes. Not on stream. We haven't made anything like that on stream yet. We'll have a video soon. Yeah. Oh man, I didn't take a jot of damage then. Take that. Yeah, invasions are cool. Sorry, I was chatting and I got completely sidetracked. So we haven't built anything super fancy because that will take too long, and we only stream for an hour. But there is some really cool stuff on the Steam Workshop. I know you're saying you're on Xbox, but there's some really, really cool stuff. So someone has built a tic-tac-toe game using the logic blocks, and it's really, really fun. It's really good. Co-op doesn't really make sense at the minute without automation. So, this is something really important to mention, actually. If you paid attention, if you've been looking at the patch notes, I'm going to switch to close-up because this is important. If you've been paying attention to our patch notes, you would have realised that, or if you've played the Unstable, you would have noticed that the circuits and systems blocks or content isn't available on in multiplayer yet. It will be in a future update. When that update is, we can't confirm. We don't know when that'll be, but we will confirm. We can confirm it is going to happen. It is a matter of when, not if. It's just when that is undetermined at this moment. So yeah, we realise it again that it would have been amazing to have it in time for in multiplayer in time for the release. Unfortunately, we just ran out of time. Is the honest answer. These things sometimes can't be helped. But yeah, don't worry. It will be coming to multiplayer soon. And so we'll go up crafting. Oh, gotta get rid of that cough, man. It's terrible. Anyway, so let's get that out of the way. Sorry to mention, but did you hear of Astronomina game community made calculators, computing, mathematical compiler, even Tetris? If someone can make... We put the gauntlet down when we first announced circuits and systems, we put the gauntlet down for someone to be able to build Doom in TerraTech. It's in theory possible. You just have to have the patience of a saint. How much will the big update? How big will the new update be in disk size? I mean, it's not huge. It's not a huge update in terms of size. In terms of what it does, is massive. But in terms of actually content that you have to download, I don't think it'll be. I actually don't know. I couldn't even say. But it's not. It's really like. It's not. We're not talking about gigabytes, if that's what you're asking. It shouldn't be too big. Lady Malician on Twitch says, I saw that someone made a calculator or something. Yeah, so we've already got calculators. We have a counting logic gate thing. There's so much crazy. Excuse me, so much crazy stuff already being built. So I'm going to move on to the next new thing that's coming to TerraTech, which is UI updates for the circuits and systems menus and features. So this is something that was requested when we very, very first launched circuits and systems. And it was something that we agreed with quite heavily as well. So things like, let's just load into a new game and I'll show you exactly what I mean. A lot of the input blocks required sliders to function properly or to use them. And it was really awkward. So I can show you now, if I just plop this down here. This is the signal transmitter. Now before, this worked, this sort of little pop-up thing worked like the heights, the hover height adjuster and the other sort of adjustable features. We've since worked on that and it now works like it should work. So you can manually input a channel, so 15, hit enter. You can slide it up and down, or you can add or subtract by 1 unit at a time. And you can hit save, and that'll manually save. You can see it's updated on the transmitter there. Good. So that's what we mean. So this is the next item. So UI updates for circuits and systems, menus, and features. So that's one of the menus. That's one of the menus and / features. I'm trying to think of all the others. I'm sure there's plenty. Again, input value. Let's just show you what that looks like. Similar, it's exactly the same as a signal transmitter. You can slide it. You can adjust it like that, or you can manually input that way. Yeah, all the way up to 999. There you go. So really pleased with that. Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, GUI has been missing some reworks. Oh gosh, I'm sure there's loads more. What else have we got? Well, you got the color blocks. Actually, this might be a good way. So this is actually I've accidentally made a nice way for me to show how these things work. So as you can see, I can do this. I can change it to 530, so 452, 530. That's what I wanted. So let's set it to that, and that's a nice little orangey color. So just means that you just have way more control and way more fine tuning of the circuits and systems blocks. Yes. If the is logical input, what about mechanical input motor gears? That would be so amazing. Like conveyor, but for energy that have. Oh, that's a whole other. That's something else. That's way above my mental pay grade. Will there be any block giving you energy for on the go? And if not, where are the roots of this concept? And will there be any block giving you energy on the go? So there is a dynamo block, if that's what you mean. Let me show you what I mean by that. Is it here? Is it here? Is it in theoretical research? What did we do with it? What did we do? Oh, it's here. It's the dynamo generator. This is it. This will, in theory, generate energy or electricity while you're moving, if that's what you mean. Above my paper. That's yeah. I'm just here to show cool stuff. That's what I want to do. Right. So I think I've definitely missed loads off for the UI update for. Oh, you can see. Look, nice. So my dynamo is charging up my cab. Yes. Well, yes, but you have to move for that, right? You do have to move for it. Whoops. But that's the best we've got at the minute. There isn't any plans to sort of change that yet, I don't think, or any additional sort of functionality to the dynamo. Right, let's move on. Additional blocks outside of circuits and systems can be controlled with circuits. There is a lot, and I, honest to goodness, can't remember half of them. But let's just show what they could be. I'm going to pop down a switchboard. I'm going to pop a cab on there. I'm going to pop a cab there. I'm going to pop a toggle. Let's go to toggles. Right. Oh, well, I can't remember half of the things that we've added. There's so many. This is where I needed someone else with me. Right, let me show you boosters. I'm sure I've already shown you boosters, but let me show you them anyway. Boosters need fuel. Let's chuck a fuel thing on here. Hopefully this works. Yeah! Boosters! You get the idea. You can toggle boosters, you can toggle propellers. I think propellers is one of them. I will ask quickly if one of our QAs have got a list of blocks that are affected by the new circuits and systems. 1 second, everybody. I need to write a quick message. Hey, again. What new in brackets vanilla PT blocks now work with the circuits and systems? Cool. So hopefully we'll have an answer and I can showcase them properly, rather than just letting this booster feel really sorry for itself. So booster is definitely one of them. I'm sure propellers work. Let me just chuck a propeller on here. Yeah, there you go. Propellers work. What else? I'm not sure the manufacturing stuff does. Power blocks. Yeah, we'll just lights. We already knew lights work. Explosive bolts. We know explosive bolts work. Weapons have always worked. Will circuits go to multiplayer eventually? And if so, will it be paired with multiplayer crafting? Sharmoni says circuits will, crafting won't. In a nutshell, crafting, circuits and systems will be coming to craft co-op. Oh, I can't get my words out. There's too many C's. You know, get rid of. Let's just call it something else. Circuits and systems will be coming to co-op. And so, crafting, excuse me, really got to sort that cough out eventually. So, fuel power gauges will output value from 0 to 100 based on fuel power level. Hovers, propellers, and the rotors can be turned on off. Magnets can be turned on off. There should be a little list somewhere. We'll have a look. That's basically what John has just confirmed. If boosters could push and damage other blocks, that configuration would be a viable trap. Oh, that would be hilarious. Rotors would be sick, right? But I guess physics are very demanding in TerraTech. That's one of the biggest bottlenecks in TerraTech, in all honesty, Paul, is the physics. Because each block, we had a really good idea to have each block have its own physics. And when you have thousands of blocks on the page, on the screen at the same time, that's a lot of physics. A lot of calculations. Will there be an option to switch what units the game uses? Example, kilometers per hour to miles per hour and vice versa. So let's move on. So I'm going to might skip a few because I'm waiting for Johnny to let me know what the additional so actually, sorry, let me just recap. Okay, I'm going all over the place. Let's just focus in. Fuel and power gauges will output a value from 1 to 100 based on fuel/power level. That's interesting. Hovers, propellers, and rotors can be turned on and off. I've just shown that. Magnets can be turned on and off. Let's just show you that. It's a 3-block magnet mini. There you go. Turn you on. I'll just turn you off again. Don't need you. Beautiful. Alright, I have a full list. Oh wow. There's a lot. Basically, there's too many legacy blocks or vanilla blocks for me to go through. But just so you know, pretty much any block that you can either turn off or on, or has a sort of like on-off state, whether you attach it to your tech or take it off your tech, you can turn on and off with. I'll read through them, actually. I won't show them, but I will read through them. So you've got lights, weapons, cab weapons are not affected by signal. Explosive bolts are. All boosters only activated when receiving a signal. All boosters will deactivate when running out of fuel. All rotors only activate when receiving a signal. All propellers only activate when receiving a signal. All adjustment thrusters only activate when receiving a signal. The Better Future linear motion engine will only activate when receiving a signal. All magnets only activate when receiving a signal. All landing gear only activates when receiving a signal. All hovers only activate when receiving a signal. There's a lot. SCUs, remote chargers, anti-grav, gyros, shield bubbles, repair bubbles, altimeter, speedometer, battery gauge, and the fuel gauge are all affected. So the altimeter block correctly outputs its height value as a 0 to 900. The speedometer block correctly outputs its speed as a value of 0 to 900. The battery gauge block correctly outputs the charge percentage as a value of 0 to 100. And the fuel gauge block correctly outputs the fuel. I don't know what that bit means, but we've made some changes. Sorry for asking, will there be any color table for the color block? Like 530 gives you orange and 909 gives you white. But how will we be able to get the colors more accurately? That is a very good question. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna post it on our Discord or our forums or somewhere that's more useful than that. Because I feel like that needs a bit more clarity. And you're right, something like a chart or a more in-depth explanation would be really useful. So I'm going to look into that. That's a really good point. Is there any option to motivate you to rework the legacy code of crafting blocks? Money. That's what bribes, pure bribery. That'll motivate me. What you got? Sorry for asking a lot. Just wanted to explain my question. Will this be possible or no? Oh, I can't. Oh, let me read that again. Sorry, I'm just going back over chat. Will there be an option? No, that's not it. When rotor rotate block, let's say gear/rotation converter block, that can expand rotation input and then output the rotation and distribution it. We're talking more about mechanical logic stuff at the minute, and that's not something that we're doing. I don't think we're really planning on doing it at the minute. We're just focusing on getting circuits and systems done, the circuitry stuff done first. So, what else can I look at? Oh, that was it. Let's go back to this. EyeDropper tool now keeps the state of the blocks that are being copied. I think that means if I copy this block, it will copy it. That's good. I think that's what that means. I should know this, but I think that's what it means. Whereas before, I think if you use the EyeDropper tool, it would spawn in an empty fuel can. Now it spawns in a full fuel can, I believe. Likewise, if this toggle is currently off. If I spawn another one in with it off, it'll spawn it in the off position. Or if I now turn this toggle on and then spawn another one in, it will spawn in on. That's what that means. I'm glad I got that right. God, that would have been embarrassing. So yeah, the EyeDropper tool now keeps the state of the blocks that are being copied. So I think it means more the state rather than the actual, like, if it's because I feel like in campaign mode that would be a bit overpowered. You could literally just spawn in refilled batteries and fuel cell, or batteries, specifically batteries. So yeah. So that's what that means. Updated the order of the inventory to be more logical. Not much I can really show on this. Just that I think we've just changed how things are grouped and categorized. There's coming a search function is coming. We're working with prototyping a search function for your inventory. That cough, man. I've really got to get that looked at. Oh, I just can't. I can't stop myself. Awesome. I can't really show that one off because it doesn't really make much sense. Added sound effects for circuits and systems actuating gates. This is kind of cool. So let's show that off. Ocean updates. So this is something that I can talk about. Water in TerraTech. Oh god, sorry. One hiccup, but I can't. Water in TerraTech, or an ocean biome. We as I'm sure everybody that's watching the stream knows, we never say never with TerraTech. But what I will say is it's highly unlikely that we'll have a whole water biome in TerraTech. There are some things that we can kind of retroactively fit and sort of work around the existing systems of TerraTech, or the existing sort of code base and the sort of how it's all been developed. Having a water biome isn't one of those things that you can just sort of squeeze in and sort of work around. It's kind of like it has to be made from the ground up with the game. And water just hasn't been done that, and we're so far down now that there's so many systems, so many things that are relying on that. It'd be such an immense amount of work to make it work. Are there plans to update graphics and physics in the future? No immediate plans. Again, we never say never, but there's not any plans. I think graphically, the graphics for TerraTech specifically they're quite cartoony. I think so. I think we can get away a little bit with it being a bit cartoony, for lack of a better word. I'm sure there's a more arty way of saying that. But yeah. Will they ever add the Space Junkers faction, or has that been scrapped? Nice little pun, Obama. Now, what can I say about this? I don't know. I've said it 2 minutes ago, but I'll say it again. We never say never with TerraTech. So I'll leave it at that. But I'll leave it at that. That was in response to the question about Space Junkers or any additional actions. Are there plans? Okay, I've answered all that. Right, let's move on. What was I going to look at? Sound effects. Let's pull out the actuating ramp. Where are you? That's the gate. Let's put the ramp down. Get rid of you guys. Well, let's turn that off. Go away. And then I'm going to plop down a input value block. Might need to pause the music so I can actually hear it. 1 second. Pause that. I'm going to turn my volume up a bit just so I can hear it. Is that going to work? That should be working. Oh, listen to that. Oh, I'm being an idiot. I'm being such an idiot. Never mind. Let's go all the way to 85 degrees. Ooh. It did work. Nice. Excuse me. Turned my music up a bit too loud. There you go. So yeah, that's another little thing that we've added. So that the actuating ramp now has a sound. That's fun. So I asked this question earlier in the stream. Has anybody noticed one of the big major changes to the kind of GUI kind of interface? I'm thinking specifically about what's down there, what I'm pointing directly at it. Effectively, we have unified all of the units in TerraTech into the metric system. So it's all a bit of a hodgepodge, and we weren't really sure. And this is basically to coincide with circuits and systems. We had the speed was in miles per hour, but the distance from if you were in your missions log, the distance was set to meters. it's all a bit of a hodgepodge. So instead, you can see we're now in kilometers per hour. I am now 4 meters above the ground rather than yards. Yeah, what else have we done? Changed in-game. Okay, yeah. So basically, we've just changed everything. Everything that was in feet or yards or whatever is now meters or the metric system. So we've gone from imperial to metric, or unified it across the metric system. Good. Added the option to collapse more information panel. Oh, hang on, this doesn't make sense. Added option to collapse the more information panel on the inventory. That's good. Whoa. Beautiful. There you go. That's another little quality of life feature. And then the last one, blocks that are not tagged as battery storage and fuel storage show icons on their block info panels. Now, blocks that are tagged as battery storage and fuel storage show icons on their block. Okay, so let's find that out then. So let's go to GSO. Here you go. Power storage. That's what that means. So things that store power, so the batteries, for example, and fuel storage. So you have battery power and fuel storage. Nice! Just a bit of a quality of life update for you. You're welcome. There's a couple of bug fixes in this update as well, but I won't go into those. They're a bit pointless. But yeah. I think that's pretty much everything. What are we up to? Quarter to? That's good timing. 45 minutes of me showing off some new stuff. That's basically, in a nutshell, all the new stuff that's coming to TerraTech in the next update. Now, what's also worth and fun for us as developers, I don't know if anyone else really cares. We're going to call this one update. We're going to call this update version 1.5. So we're going away from 1.4. This is how big this update is. We don't usually do this unless it's a major update, and we consider circuits and systems to be a major update. So yeah, update 1.5 will be coming out soon, in a couple of weeks, week or so, week or two weeks or so. Yeah, and basically all the stuff that I've just shown there is what's going to be included. Obviously, all of the circuits and system stuff, that's the main thing. That's the main content, but all the other extra bits that I've just shown will be there as well. When you were doing the new mission, the mission referred to the signal strength. How will we able to understand if a signal is weak, strong, or weak? So part of the mission did show that you can the wires will. Let's get out of build beam. Oh, for some reason we've changed the anchor symbol. This little icon on the tooltip is a different icon as well. That's not in this patch notes. That's just something I've just noticed. So let's show what we mean by this. So let's show. It was mentioned in the tutorial in the circuits and systems tutorial, but at a glance, essentially the wires will shine brighter or dimmer depending on how strong the signal is. So at 32, that's not a very strong signal. Let's draw it all the way down to 0. You can see it gets really dull when it's at 0. That means there's no value going through it whatsoever. If we go all the way up to that, it obviously picks up a bit. If we go all the way up to the highest possible value that you can put through your signal, your wires, it shines a bit brighter. Now, granted, I reckon that could probably still do with going a bit brighter. But there you go. We can't. Harmony. Everyone just hang on. Can I rewind? Can I rewind live TV? Can you do that? Save me my blushes. Oh, can't believe I just did that. I'll just show you again anyway, because I'll show you anyway like you were there to see it the first time. So this is what the wire looks like when there's a maximum signal going through it. If I notch this down to 0, turns itself off. So you can see the difference. Turn it up to about there, a bit better. Turn it all the way up to about there, a bit better. Turn it all the way up to there. Oh, honestly, not a huge difference. That I feel like that might be a bug. I feel like it should be a bigger difference between that and that. If anything, there isn't any difference. That feels like a bug. I will look into that. I will ask the QA team to investigate because I feel that it should be brighter. There should be a bigger difference between that, and there currently isn't. So, can we get a preview state for sliders instead of needing to save? Ooh. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why you would need to save. Why I wouldn't just do it like real time, if you know what I mean. It does look the same, but thank you for showing. Yeah, you get the point. It should look brighter in my opinion. And as for Charmoni's suggestion, I'll put it forward to the devs. You're right. I think it should feel. Yeah, it should sort of update in real time. It is how I feel. So I'll put that forward as well. These could just be some minor adjustments ready for the release. I'm going to go back to my close-up now. There's still about 10 minutes left of the stream. That's how hover sliders. You're absolutely right, Charmony. That is how hover sliders work. There may be a technical reason that I'm not clever enough to understand or articulate as to why they work the way that they do, but I can definitely ask the team and see what we say. Cool. Any other questions for me while I'm here? Otherwise, I'm going to go do more work. I saw something with the gate. Cool. One thing I think I'm going to plan a new community challenge. Poll results. So Charmoni's asking about the survey that we did. So we released the 2023 player survey a couple of weeks ago. We had over 4,000 replies, which is exactly 3,000 more than we were expecting. So amazing work from everybody, and thank you so much. If you submitted your answers or your survey results, survey answers, whatever, amazing. Thank you so much. It genuinely is invaluable to us. Now we're still kind of tabulating. Is that a word? I feel like that's a word. Tabulating the results. We're probably not going to publish the results publicly. I think what we're going to say is the proof is in the pudding. I know that's a really faffy way of me saying just see what happens, but I can't stress this enough. That survey has basically changed a lot of what we are going to develop and are now subsequently working on. We'll have more news on that soon, but again, because it's still the sort of formatively sort of early steps, like you all know, we can't sort of go ahead and announce stuff that may or may not be happening. So yeah, watch this space. It's sort of like, I don't know, if you remember when we launched the suggestions channel, the Discord suggestions channel, there was a huge influx of stuff that we immediately were like, oh, well, we can just do that, and we did it. And then we sort of said, look, we can't publish the exact results, although we did a few. But we sort of said, so things like the map. The map was a direct result of us opening the Discord suggestions channel. So yeah, just watch this space. Will there be development of the lore? In what way? Because this is the trouble with TerraTech being a sandbox game. There is sort of a loose bit of lore in that each sort of corporation has a bit of identity and a bit of a backstory, but with it being a sandbox game, you kind of make the lore yourself, which again is a really faffy way of me saying, but yeah, I don't really know what more we could do, to be honest. I guess more story, more missions, more sort of story-based missions, things like that. I think Hubble, the sort of Hubble Bubble Trouble missions, things like that would be really fun. Connection of the corporations to the identity of the player. Yeah. So like, why am I prospecting on this planet? That'd be cool. Are gates controlled by signal? Because I think they are. Don't think they are. I was playing around with it a second ago, and I don't think they are. I think you can manually set the angle of the gates. Wait. Our gates, I'm not sure actually. I can't remember. Have a play around. Have a look for yourself. Oh wait, are you on? If you maybe you won't be able to if you're on Xbox. But I'll try it out on. I'll see maybe for next week how that works. Excuse me. So, talking about community challenges, what can we do? Has anybody got any ideas for what we can do for a new community challenge? The last community challenge we did was the Fortress Challenge, which worked really well because it meant that I just sat there and pressed spacebar. It worked really well. So something like that would be really good. Maybe some sort of circuits and systems challenge. So who can make, I don't know, make something with the circuits and systems. What could we make? What could you make that would be challenging with the circuits and systems? Any ideas? Anybody in chat? I think you're right on. Sorry, I can't actually pronounce your name, but someone on you. Let me show it quickly. I'll show it. I am still in a game, and I have it literally right here. I think you're right, actually. Yeah. So if we set it to 0, set by signal. Look at that. We save it, and we pop a. Yes. 42. You're absolutely spot on. There you go. Any news regarding the progression of console updates? So I mentioned this earlier, but that's going to be the focus for the next bit of work that we do is working on the console update. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. It should be out, well, soonish. We're talking weeks, not months, hopefully. So yeah, check that out. Cat Scottish on YouTube says AI update. I'd love an AI update. I'd love some clever AI-ness, some enemy AI to be cleverer. Because I'm personally bored of enemies just trying to run up behind me. I want a bit more of a challenge. I want some flying AI. I think flying AI would be aces. Yeah, more stuff like that would be awesome. So watch this space for that. What time? I'm gonna sign off there. I think everybody. That's been an hour of me filling it. Any way for a tech to send a signal to another tech? Do you mean via the circuits and systems signal, Sharmoni, or do you mean with the only thing I can think of is the signal transmitter. So yeah, if you can send, so if you have, yeah, that's exactly how the signal transmitters work. All right, let's go back again. So I have this tech. There is a tech here. So I have a signal transmitter on this tech. I'm going to put a signal receiver on this tech. What signal is this set to? Set to 10. Let's set you to 10. Oh, this is so nice. Hit it with 10. Save that. Thank you very much. I'm now going to move this away. I'm going to put a toggle on the input. And I can put a... Well, actually struck a huge fuel can on there, and then where's that booster gone? Let's get rid of these. Actually, let's turn that toggle off because I want to see if this works. This actually could be really fun. One sec. Turn this toggle off. So this turns this one off. I'll put that on. Yeah. If I unanchor this now. So this is set to 10, this is set to 10. What do we think is going to happen when I do this? Yay! I hope that answers your question. I hope that was a scientific answer to your approach. Or something. That was good. I actually quite enjoyed that. I'm thinking relay race. Oh, Sharmoni. But you could do a drag race. Do a drag race with that, couldn't we? Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, I'm gonna come up with an awesome yeah, drag race challenge. Let's do it. Yes, right. I'm gonna work on that idea in my head. So in my head, you can have two techs, or however many techs you want, really, that are all hooked up, and they all have an input, a signal receiver on them, and then I have the master switch, and then they can race, and then the first one to the end wins. Yeah. All right, cool. I'll think of that. Awesome. Right, that's something. That's Charmaine, you're so good. I need to give you a high five. Well, if you're ever in London and you're near Farringdon, come say hi. I want to give you the highest of high fives. Cool. Right. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Next week, community call. I'm gonna go set up a community call thread. We'll do a community call next week, where we showcase the cool stuff that you've all been building. We'll hopefully have some more news on when the circuits and systems update comes out. Yeah. And until then, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for keeping me company. I've really enjoyed this. I love these streams. These are my favourite streams because you guys are awesome. Have a great week, everyone. Hopefully I'll have more news on next week's, on the next community challenge next week. Take it easy. Hey.